aspects, different verticals, which are the patents, copyright, trademark, designs. There are geographic indications and many more aspects are there. But today, let's focus mainly on patents, copyrights, trademark, and industrial designs. So, what is patent? So, patent is a legal right. It is given to you, only you can exercise it if you have it. Granted for an invention. The patent right is given to only the technology or the invention, which is a product or a process, nothing else. Giving the inventor exclusive rights to use, sell, or license the inventor for invention for a certain period, usually 20 years. So it is an exclusive right. So if you say that, okay, I have got the patent granted, so for that invention, only you can decide whether you want to use it, sell it, or license it. If somebody tried to copy that or to use your invention, your patent's right, you can just exclude that person and just refrain that person. Only that person can use it only after your permission. You can give the license, you can rent it, you can sell it, anything, but it is the exclusive right and only as an inventor and applicant and the rightful owner of that property, you can decide. Then the patent has to be novel. Yes, it is very obvious that novelty is the very important aspect, which is new, which was not done before, which has to be non-obvious. So for example, see, if there are two planks that I want to join, and I can just say I can use one screw to fit them together, which is very obvious. You will not get the patent for this kind of arrangement. So your invention has to be non-obvious, and of course, it has to be some useful. It should give some industrial applicability, or it should be useful in some industry applications. So this is patents. Then comes the copyright. Copyright protects the original creative works like books, music, films, paintings, photographs, and software, but software coding only. It's not the software product. Software product will be protected under the patent, but software code, it comes under copyright. So copyright is basically the given to the artistic expressions. What art you're generating. For example, J.K. Rowling's. So she has created the series of Harry Potter. She has written the books. She has imagined the characters in that books, and she has given the illustrations to that. So illustration of those characters. How does Harry looks? How does that Hermione look in that series? Everything comes under the copyright. Her exact language, how she has written the book, and chapters, the storyline, the book itself. So every aspect of her artistic expression is protected under the copyright. So copyright ensures that only the creator can copy, distribute, or adapt the work. So if you want, if you decide, some of you can decide if you are going to copy the Harry Potter books or that storyline, then you cannot just do that randomly. You will have to go to J.K. Rowling and ask her permission, get the license, and then come up with your own creation, which is based on her copyrighted material. So trademark protects the brand names, logos, slogans, symbols used in commerce. So even like if you remember the like Nike, Adidas, their logos with that no the right tick. Then even slogans or डर के आगे जीत है, this kind of taglines, everything comes under trademark. So trademark will protect the logo, wordmark, or anything comes under the slogans and taglines. And then there is a third aspect, which is the composite mark. In the composite mark, you can protect your logo and the wordmark combinedly. Trademark helps businesses prevent others from using similar names and logo that might confuse customers. Yes, like Make My Trip and Made My Trip. So Make My Trip has a trademark, then nobody can use Made My Trip too, because though it is similar, it might confuse the customers. So it is also and the design marks. So design marks are the industrial design protect the visual appearance of products, including shapes, patterns, colors, and surface decoration. So couple of years, like a decade almost ago, there was this very famous lawsuit filed by Apple when Apple launched their iPhones. If you remember, even like very initial series, S2, S3, S4, they all had the Apple cut, like the rectangular shape of the phone, but all those corners were curvy. It was not like the perpendicular shape of that rectangle. It was that curve, and even that pattern or that kind of corner, it gained the popularity and the name as the Apple curve. And Apple had got the design patent for that particular aspect of the design, and no phone company later on could use that cut as, like exactly. So all the visual aspects of your design of your product, which may distinguish your product from the others, it is protected under the design. So it does not protect functionality per se. So your mobile, how does it perform, or like what kind of chips are there? What if, like all the technicality is different aspect, but just the visual aspect of the product, they are protected under design. Then comes with the role of AI in intellectual property. Before starting on delving into digital era, like in this, I must say that we are at the start great digital era, which is going to change our lives forever. Like how so many generations have survived till now. But from now onwards, it is going to be very different. And AI has become a household name, like everywhere. Like I'm sure, like you all are taking help from ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and these tools even for the study. But before that, I just want to understand if any one of you can explain me that what is your understanding of AI? How does it function? Would you please mind to have this conversation? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, is there anyone who would like to participate and tell me like what is your concept of AI? Like we hear AI everywhere, but how does it function? What is AI exactly? So, okay, let's go back to the slides. AI is basically, in layman's term, if I say, AI is just two modules. First, training module, and second one is inference module. I'm telling you in very like superficial manner, just don't hold me at the gunpoint later that is it AI. But just to give you the concepts of AI. So training module is what it gathers, it collects and acquires the data from various data sources, whether it is like your Google databases or your like research published everywhere. So whatever data it can collect, it will collect that data and it trains itself. It has neural networks, convolutional neural networks, and so many niche algorithms are there, but the training module is something that it trains itself and it absorbs that data. It can understand it. Okay, this is image, this is video. How do I have to process it? This is document, this is PDF. It can just clearly distinguish and segregate different types of material, different types of data, and all these variations. And based on this training module, the inference module works. So inference is something which takes the decision. Inference module is connected to training module. And whenever you give, suppose you're using DeepSeek or you're using ChatGPT and you give the prompt that, no, ChatGPT, please generate a presentation for me. So that command is absorbed by, it is taken by the inference module. And then based on your prompt, it will connect or it will communicate to the training module. They, hey, see, I have got this prompt and feed me with the data. And based on training module or what that model has been trained on, the inference module, it will process your input, what command you have been giving, and then it will generate some output. And again, that output will be fed to training module as in a feedback loop, as in feedback. And this is how that training module will be keep training itself. It is real-time training, and the training will never stop unless and until you're just stopping the entire module. But the continuous training is very critical part of the AI. And why it is critical, I'm saying we will see that in upcoming sessions and slides. So this is just the basic of AI, just for you to understand that how AI works. And it is not just you're giving the commands and something is happening, but there is this technology in between these modules, and this is functioning, and this is how it is generating the outputs. So, when we are discussing the role of AI in intellectual property, there is this first aspect. AI's growing role in invention, automation, and creative work. So AI is no longer just tool. So this is why exactly I gave you the concept of AI, because most of the tools you must have used the SCAD CAM and all like MATLAB tools that we have been using for decades. But those tools were the tools where you can just give like the command, or just like a software program that each function is specified, and for each function that tool is responding to you in specific manner. But the artificial intelligence is just no longer a tool, because it is continuously training itself, it is continuously developing. It is not just, it's like it's taking some commands, it's taking some prompt, but based on its continuous training, it is continuously evolving too. So it's not just the tool, it is the intelligence. It is actually contributing to new inventions and creative work. As I said, it is continuously developing. It has developed the capabilities of developing new inventions and some creative work too. AI can design, optimize, and create in ways that were previously impossible for human alone. If you say that, if I say like, there are 10,000 documents that now I have to analyze. As a human, I have so many restrictions for that. It may take months for me to analyze this 10,000 documents. But if you feed those documents to AI, it will take hardly a couple of hours, and everything will be ready. For design or creation, to design one logo, I'll have to think, okay, maybe this color palette or that's like what goes right. I'll have to look after the market strategy, brand positioning in the market, and then I will come up with some specific idea. Then I will design, and it will take so much of time. But for AI, analyzing the market, analyzing what is right, and what logos or designs are already there, and without infringing those, it can find out the gaps, and within that gaps, it can design it within a minutes. So it is humanly impossible, or for human and acting alone it was very difficult, but AI can do it very easily. Then AI driven innovations affect patents, copyright, trademark, and industrial design, because yes, of course, because to file a patent, I'll have to come up with an invention. And as a human, to come up with one invention, it will take months or years, or I don't know how much time. But AI can analyze so many technologies within minutes or within hours. It can find out the problems, it can come up with the solution within a couple of hours. So obviously, it can file the patents very quickly, it can come up with the inventions or logos or any designs very quickly, and which is kind of beyond the human means. For example, AI is being used to invent new drugs, that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine research using AI models. So when this Pfizer was developing the COVID-19 vaccine, just imagine if they had employed 100 or 200 researchers just to go through the data analysis. So data analysis is very critical part in any research, and it would have taken months or years for the human inventors to go through, each and every detail and find out the safe spots or the safe window where they can just develop and how they can develop it. Just imagine in 2020-21, we were facing those, like, it was a darkest period. Had it not been for AI, there is a possibility that we didn't have any vaccine even right now. We could have been still in the lockdown, or you never know what could have been the scene. Then AI writes music, generates painting, and even writes book, raising copyright ownership debates. So yes, this is very common, and I should not say this loud, but yes, AI can write your assignments too. Just don't do that. Take my advice on that. The second aspect in this section is the shift from human-only invention to AI-assisted and AI-generated inventions. So traditional model was where the humans create inventions and artistic work, then apply for IP rights. Obviously, like traditionally or conventionally till couple of years back, human intelligence was the only intelligence known to us. Okay, animals were intelligent, yes, yes, but it had its own limitations. It was never considered for intellectual property, or it was not at that bar. Obviously, it was very basic or primal instincts. But the human intelligence was something which was developing the technology, which was developing some new inventions, problem solving devices and methods, or it was human intelligence. We were like Leonardo da Vinci and all these artists, they come up with the very nice artistic work. But till now, human intelligence was the only thing. But right now, in this era, AI assisted innovations and AI generated innovations are making their way in. So, what AI assisted innovations are? So, humans are the main driving force, and they are using the AI assistants to come up with some new innovation or new design, new copyright book, paintings. But they give the prompts that, okay, have this color palette, have this style of paintings, have this kind of strokes, and then come up with the painting or for the invention same. But on the contrary, the AI generated innovation takes just the command. Okay, just hey ChatGPT, paint for me one painting which shows a girl sipping a coffee. That's it. Then it is the AI who goes through the all that thought-provoking process that okay, where that girl is sitting, whether it's a garden, it's a park, it's a museum, it's like a countryside. Is she sitting on the park? Is she sitting on the table in the chair? What color palette has to be there? So all this thought process is performed by the AI, and then it generates a painting. So this is completely AI generated innovation and not the AI assisted innovations. So examples of this shift are AI assisted patents, as we just discussed that. See, IBM must have filed the thousand of patents before, but with the help of AI tools, now they have come up with new chip designs. But their engineers, their R&D personnel they were the driving force, and they came up with the concrete or the background of the chip designs, but tools were used to design those. But it was not completely generated by AI. Then what is AI generated music and art? It is AI created songs. Like exactly, you're just telling AI, okay, or any large language module, LLMs, would generate a song, write a book, or draw the paintings. And this painting, Edmondo Bellamy, was sold for almost 430,000 US dollars. It was generated by AI. And Debu's AI patent case. So this Debus is device for automated bootstrapping unified sentinels. So this is the AI system. It was created by Dr. Stephen Thaler. So Dr. Thaler, he developed the AI system which was configured to conceive different innovations. His main objective behind this system was creating an AI inventor itself. And in very interesting, because around 2021, 22 till in India 23. So these 2, 3 years, this particular case got a fame. It was very famous because Dr. Thaler, he had that objective that he wanted to present AI as an inventor. He applied for the patents in so many countries, and and it was like a whirlpool created in the globe, around the globe. Like entire world was debating whether to grant this patent or not. So this Debus AI system, it created two inventions. First was some food container which had some fractal geometric shape. It And because of that, using that food container, it was easier for a quickly heating or optimized heating process. And the second one was, I think, emergency beacon. So light would flash in case of emergency. So these two inventions were completely conceived by this AI system, Debus. And Dr. Thaler, instead of himself, he filed the patents in name of the Debus AI system. And during subsequent our session and subsequent slides, we will see what happened to the Debus. But this is just the introduction to the Debus, because Debus is a very milestone case, you can say. It happened in so many countries, and what the country approach taken by the countries, that we will see subsequently. Then can AI be considered an inventor? So, who owns AI generated work? The AI is a creator, the company, or no one? So, when we think from these perspectives that, okay, AI system has generated some work, so AI is the inventor. So, should we give all the rights to the AI, or AI's creator? So, as I said, that Dr. Stephen Taylor, he created the Debus AI system. So, as a creator, or as an AI engineer, you can do everything to create AI system, right from creating the training module and creating so many algorithms to go for the passing of training data, how it is going to check the training data, how it is going to acquire, or what it is going right from that, then how that inference module is going to communicate with your training module, all the scalar vectors, how the convolution modules were configured, everything. But as an AI creator, you have the limitations that your all work is related to AI system only, that how your AI system will perform. But what it will perform, it is out of your hand. It is your contribution is does not lie there, because you are just training and creating, and then what command it is receiving, what inputs it is receiving, how it is processing, and what kind of output it is going to generate, it is totally on the AI's part. It is only AI will be accounted for that and not the creator. Then AI generated work cannot be the property of AI's creator. Then company, whoever has funded it, same like if Google is filing a patent, then though that invention was invented by the Google engineers, their R&D team, but still those were just the inventions which are there with the Google company, because they were who funded it or who initiated the process, or no one. Then there is a work, but no one is claiming it. So how we are going to tackle with this situation? Then how do existing IP laws apply to AI assisted versus AI generated inventions? Let's discuss with few examples. Courts in US, UK, and Europe rejected AI as an inventor in the Debus case. Dr. Thaler filed in almost all major countries, and US, UK, and Europe. So they all took the same stance that, okay, inventions are there, but we do not have any human inventor. But China and South Korea, they have slightly contrast opinion about it. They are very flexible and they are open for exploring AI related patterns. But again, they need some kind of human oversight. This concept will be clear in subsequent slides even further. We are going to discuss this a lot today. So AI and patents, how AI is impacting patentable inventions. So we discussed that traditional humans were the primary inventors. Human intelligence was the only thing which was considered as an intelligence, and whatever invented by the humans, It was only considered as a invention. Now, AI is being used to design new technologies, as the Debus invented, sorry, two technologies by its own, then optimize existing inventions. Okay, if I have like a mobile phone, but it has some issues, it has some problems. So AI has the capacity to analyze the problem and come up with its own solutions. So this is nothing but the optimization of existing inventions. Then automate the problem solving in research, as we discussed in the example of COVID-19 vaccine. It knew what problem was there, what research was available in the prior art, or what what was there in existing technologies. It can automate the entire process to analyze this problem solving in research, which is very difficult for humans to do in that record breaking timings. And then comes the real question again, that should AI be considered as an inventor? That we will discuss again. But let's see how AI is contributing in patents in different verticals, different fields of engineering. Then drug discovery and biotechnology. AI can identify new drug molecules faster than humans. Yes. Examples, Extentia, AI pharma company, they developed AI designed a new drug for OCT that entered clinical trials, and this was the milestone for AI. When this company filed for the patent and this new drug, it got all the clearance and entered into the clinical trials. It was a big triumph for AI. Then Pfizer and Moderna used AI in RNA vaccines development that we just discussed. And apart from this, then in engineering and in material science, AI creates better materials for industries like automotive, aerospace, and constructions. For example, AI designed super alloys. So when we talk about alloys, it's very critical process to come up with a perfect alloy, because as a human or as an engineer, if I think, I'll have to think about so many materials available, so many metals, so many elements are there. Then I have to come up with uh, different sets or possible combinations. I'll have to think through the probability of the resultant. And then after coming up with specific group or specific set of the materials, then I will have to study even further, even more, and then think that what could be the ratio of each material that I'm going to use in my alloy. It is going to be very tedious and time-taking process, which will also require lots and lots of experiences. But for artificial intelligence, it's just like a game. It knows the exact characteristics and it can predict it easily, that how the characteristics or attributes of each material, each metal will react, and how it will contribute in a combination of different materials. So having all these mathematical calculations, probabilities, and the vector analysis, it's very easy for artificial intelligence. And in one example, it came up with a super alloy, improving the fuel efficiencies. It was used for airplane engines also. Probably for human, it would have taken a lot more time, but for artificial intelligence, it was not that difficult. Then software and algorithms. So this is very common that we are all seeing today, like ChatGPT's DeepSeeks. They have been working a lot. You can just AI is being used to write complex codes. You have to just give them like the basics of the functions or the algorithms, okay, how you want it, and it will just flawlessly write the code for you. No syntax error, nothing, nothing, nothing. It will optimize the machine learning modules and automate cybersecurity defenses and many more tasks. I just cannot list it down everything here. And the example is Google's AI can generate better neural networks than the human engineers. It has been trained to do or to that task, and it is performing it even better than the human engineers. Then comes the core legal question. the fundamental legal and ethical issues surrounding AI-generated patents. Can AI be legally recognized as an inventor? Who owns the rights to AI-generated inventions? What are the global perspectives on this issue? So let's discuss this convention first. Can AI be recognized as an inventor? So traditional patent laws says, so see, as a lawyer, you already know that the law belongs to specific jurisdictions. But in a patent law, if you go, there is this kind of like common understanding that in every country, each country, there are different sections. They say the inventor has to be the natural person. As we discussed before, that human intelligence was the only intelligence known to the humanity. So based on that, the law was created and the law recognizes the inventor to be a natural person only. So if you have studied the patents, there are two very critical aspects of the patent: who is the inventor and who is the applicant. So inventor is who has invented. So it has to be the natural person, and the applicant is like a company, Google, HP, so whoever has the right. But again, the applicant also has to be the natural person, a human, or a legal entity, which is legally recognized, a legal person. It has some legal personhood. But AI does not have any legal personhood under current laws. So why this question matters? If AI is generating new novel invention, who gets the credit? And if AI isn't recognized as an inventor, could this discourage AI-driven innovations? So as we discussed this Jebus AI patent battle, it was a raw, kind of a war that it was Stephen Thaler that AI created these two inventions, and Dr. Thaler, they filed in US, UK, and like many countries, but US, UK, and Europe, and many other countries, they overruled. They just dismissed the patents, stating only humans can be the inventors. This was the legality, or I can say it is the technicality that, okay, the AI is not the legal person, AI is not human, so it cannot be the applicant or inventor. And that's why it was rejected. But it was accepted in South Africa and Australia. But Australia also later in the post-grant litigation, Australia overturned the decision and it rejected it. In South Africa, I'd say South Africa has the most lenient process of granting the patent. They do not do any scrutiny or prosecutions as far as all forms are filled up and like the patent application is filed in like expected format, usually they give you the grant. No prosecution is conducted. Then who owns AI generated patents? Option one, AI itself can own the AI generated patent. Why it makes sense? AI is the one creating the invention. Yes, artificial intelligence system was in place and it has created the invention. If it has created the invention, then it must get the rights, right? But there is a twist. Why it doesn't work legally? AI is not a legal entity. It cannot own the property or file lawsuit. If someone infringes the invention created by AI, is AI gonna go to the court and say file the lawsuit, file the infringement suit? No, it cannot. So if it cannot exercise its own right, then how can you grant it any right? Right? It just doesn't make any sense. Then there is option two, the human programmer AI created. Why it makes sense? The human designed and trained the AI, so they should own the rights. But the counter argument, the human may not have directly contributed to the invention itself. This is exactly what we discussed before, that as a creator, the engineer can create the system. It can create the different modules, algorithms, functions, and that's everything. But the contribution of the human programmer is till the AI system only. Once the AI system is created, it is deployed, it is running, then AI programmer is no longer in the picture. Obviously, for the maintenance purpose and for improvement, it is there. But in superficial, if we see that the programmer has the contribution only in creation of AI and not in the creation by the AI. What AI is generated, it is absolutely different aspects. And if I have generated AI, it is different aspect. So if I do not have any direct contribution in the AI generated products or any output, then how can I claim that it is mine, right? Then comes the option three, the company that owns the AI. So if we see from the top that, okay, I'm the company, I own the AI and all the rights over AI. So whatever AI does, whatever AI generates, this is my property. As a company, I can say that. But let's see that, okay, it makes sense. If a company owns the AI system, then any invention made by the AI should belong to the company, similar to how employees' inventions belong to their employees. Right? So this is what we were talking, that from the top, if I see I'm a company, then I should own everything which is created by AI. But in the counter argument, let's say, what if an AI creates something unpredictable that no human planned? As in company, I have created AI, but if that AI system is used for something unethical, something which is not moral, against the morality, against the humanity, or no human planned, and AI created that, then as a company, am I going to take that responsibility? Will I be responsible for that? And will I be held liable rather for that if there is uh, something in like very unfortunate sense, if someone develops some killing machine using the AI and it has created mass murders. So as a company, will I be the one who gets the punishment, or I will just say that, okay, I created the system, but system is one which created that machine and which created the further chaos. So I'm not the one who should be held liable. So in all these options, we have some loopholes, we have some limitations, and we still have not reached to the certain conclusion. We still have, like, if jurisdiction have clear stand. We will discuss about it in subsequent slides again. Yes, so in examples, Google's DeepMind and AlphaFold, AI solved the decades-old protein folding problem in biology. Should Google own the patent or the AI scientist who trained it? So again, the same question, but it was seen as the AI assisted patents. So the scientist and company should get the IP rights only related to protein folding problem, like what the solution they develop for this problem particularly, only for that solution, they should get the patent. See, in when we are discussing all this in this session, so just understand that this session is more towards the role of AI or how AI is going to change the IP in future. There is different vertical altogether, that how you claim the inventions or your patents, which involves the artificial intelligence, whether it is AI generated or AI assisted. Claiming it is altogether different, and in just one session, we cannot cover everything. So probably sometime later, how to claim it, it will be altogether like a different session. So let's see the global perspectives on AI and inventorship. So countries that reject AI as an inventor: United States, Europe, all European countries that are bound by the EPO, European Patent Office, and the United Kingdom Intellectual Property Office, UK. And India is also in that line. We are going to discuss India separately. So if you see the USA's, may I please request to switch off the microphone? Thank you. So United States, USPTO is saying that inventor must be human. EP says AI lacks legal personhood, and UK says inventor must be a natural person. So more or less, everyone is taking the same stand that AI is technology. AI is not human or a natural person. But countries exploring AI generated patterns are the China. So China are allowing AI assisted patents, but human must be named as an inventor. So if you have taken help from AI, it is fine. You can recognize that. But again, the inventor has to be human. South Korea, AI's role in innovation is acknowledged, but patents must have human oversight. South Africa granted tables and AI invented patent, but lacks the strict examination process that we discussed. So let's see what is India's take on AI. So Indian Patent Act 1970, it has the key principles. It states that the patent has to be filed or it is invented by a natural person only. The concept of natural person inventorship is very much the foundational step. Section 21Y of the Patent Act 1970 defines as an inventor as a person, implying that only human can be the inventor. AI cannot be listed as an inventor in patent application because it is not human, and a very basic legal principle or legal foundation says that the inventor has to be the human and not any technology. Then comparison with other jurisdictions, if we do, the similar to US, UK and Europe, who also rejects AI as an inventor, China and South Korea are more flexible allowing AI assisted patents. Why doesn't India allow AI as an inventor? Legal requirements, obviously. The law does not recognize non-human entities as inventors. Then lack of legal precedent. No Indian case has ruled in favor of AI inventorship. Ethical and accountability issues. If AI is the inventor, who is responsible for patent infringement or liability? The same we just discussed in that example.
चार लोकांनी शिवाय दिला तरी चालेल. गाण्याला अनुभव घेतलाय बाबा. एसक्यूएस दोन असला नाही.
Yes. So, who is responsible for patent infringement and liability? As we discussed in the example of that, some unethical inventions. So, obviously, AI cannot file the infringement suit, but more than that, the critical question is if something happens which is unethical, which is against the morality, then who is going to take the liability? Who is going to take the responsibility? Even if the case is filed, then company or the creator, they can take this easy route that, okay, we were the creators, but we did not create this particular invention. This is not our liability. And they might get a very lenient sentence too. So this is altogether very different and thought-provoking aspect of the intellectual property rights, I must say, that we need to see how it unfolds in future. Then AI-generated inventions in India, case studies. So India has taken human-centric inventorship. The India requires human inventors in patent applications. AI-generated inventions can be patented only if a human is listed as the inventor. AI cannot be a legal entity under Indian law. So if we see the Davis case laws, so similar cases were filed in India, but the Patent Office of India, they took the similar stance that you can file the inventions, but we need to see on paper who is responsible and who is going to be the liable person. So you're like AI system is generating, whether AI is assisting, that is different question. But on paper, we are very strict. We need someone so that to whom we can take, we can just consider responsible or hold accountable if something goes wrong. And even if something does not go wrong, there has to be the inventor, which is a natural person and human. Otherwise, it will defy the very basic principle of our law. Then in 2023, Indian Patent Office declared, or rather they published the decision on AI inventorship. There was one case, it was filed where the AI was listed as an inventor. IPO right away rejected the application, citing that the Patent Act only recognizes humans as inventors. And the legal conclusion was AI-generated inventions can be patented only if human inventors claim the responsibility, and reinforce the India's natural person rule. We are very strict here. And AI-assisted inventions versus AI generated inventions. So now we will have to see these both cases or categories combinedly with patents, trademark, copyright, designs. So when we are talking about AI assisted inventions, which are usually allowed, obviously conditions applied star star star. So AI can help in the invention process, but human must be listed as the inventor. Example, a scientist using AI tools to develop a new drug formula. So AI is assisting, right? And the scientist is also claiming that this is my work, but AI was my assistant. I used the tool to develop an invention. Then AI generated inventions. If an invention is fully generated by AI without human intervention, it cannot be patented in India or maybe US, UK, or Europe. For example, AI independently designing a new electronic circuit with no human involvement. So why that? Like, what is the objective of that electronic circuit? What are the components? Why? Like, what type of layout is there? What all are components and how they have been arranged? Everything is thought and processed by AI, then it is said to be the AI independently designed that circuit. And if someone is trying to file that, okay, AI is the inventor for the circuit and the circuit is AI generated, then AI cannot, this application will not be allowed and AI cannot get any protection for that. Then a case study for discussion here. Probably you all can discuss among yourself, peers, or even faculty members. Take this an example that suppose an AI model in India develops a new eco-friendly plastic. It has tremendous advantages. Who should be listed as the inventors? The human developer of the AI, which developed that new plastic, the company that developed the AI, should the AI be considered as an inventor? Then future possibilities for AI and patents in India. That possible legal reforms that I repeatedly mentioned 2, 3 times that India is very strict about certain rules. We have formed principles and we do not deviate from those. So, in view of digital era or AI transformation and digital transformation, how India can evolve. So India may consider updating its laws to allow for AI-assisted patents while keeping human oversight. Potential changes include recognizing AI's role in innovation but requiring a human inventor. So right now, what is happening that we are just saying that AI assisted in development, but what was AI's contribution? It is not basically recognized. So entire onus falls on the inventor only. So probably going forward, we can just give the responsibility to human inventors or the applicants. But meanwhile, we can also recognize the AI's role that was played in that particular innovation so that we can keep the track that where the technology is heading exactly. Allowing hybrid AI human inventorship models like the China and South Korea. So they are very flexible countries and they are coming up with new ideas how to incorporate artificial intelligence in IPR. Then introducing new IP categories for AI created innovations. It is little far-fetched idea that creating a new category because again, AI can create so many inventions and it can design. So how to maintain that category will be different challenge. But yes, right now we can just keep our minds open for different possibilities. Then what challenges and ethical concerns that we may face? Who is liable if an AI generated patent is infringed? Because AI is it's not the legal entity. It cannot file the suit. Or if AI has infringed someone else's property, some like illegal entity or like natural person was there, but if AI is infringing that property, then who is going to be responsible for that infringement? The risk of flooding AI patent, risk of AI patent flooding. Obviously, like AI can generate an invention in couple of hours. It can generate a painting in hardly 10 minutes or so, maybe less than that. Logo in 5 minutes. So it can create IP at tremendous rate. And if we started filing all these inventions, all the intellectual property that was created by AI, then it will be the massive flood at the patent offices and it will literally break down our entire legal system. Then regulatory uncertainty, how to ensure fairness in AI-driven patent claims. Yes, what AI is inventing, what is the scope, and how we are going to claim that particular inventions, whether it is fair, whether it is ethical. It is like everything is uncertain in that from that perspectives. Then final thought, shouldn't I follow global trends and adapt or maintain its strict human only patent policy? So as an upcoming and budding lawyers, probably you will face these challenges more very soon. And I hope there will be some concrete solution soon. So we discussed the AI and patents. So trademarks, copyright, and designs, even these aspects are taking fairly similar stance, but let's quickly go through and address these aspects individually. So how AI is changing trademarks, AI generated logos and slogans. AI tools like DALL-E, Canva, I, and Midjourney can automatically create brand logos and names. And I must say, very quickly, within minutes. AI-powered trademark infringement detection. So yeah, that was one negative point. And the positive side is AI can scan online content to detect trademark violations. So as a designer, if I'm designing some logo, then I'll have to go through the market research data and which the competitor companies and their logos. So it will take a lot of time, and there is a huge room for a human error. But as an artificial intelligence, AI systems can quickly detect any violations are there, any infringements are there. You can use the AI as a tool to detect the infringements or trademark violations as well. Example, AI-powered software detected copycat brands using Coca-Cola's font and style to mislead consumers. So for human eyes, it may be impossible to detect sometimes the similarity or differences, but as a machine, AI hardly fails while detecting any violations or infringement like that. Then the legal challenges. Can AI generate the trademark? Again, the same question that can it be the inventor? Then who owns AI created brand names and logos? Can AI powered branding tools lead to IP disputes? Because again, if AI is generated something and and if it leads to the IP dispute, I can just say, okay, I gave the commands, but it was not me who generated that logo, which is the subject of IP disputes. So, as a person, as a creator, or like who gave the commands, I can just shrug off that responsibility. So that should not be happening. So whenever you are filing the trademark and it is whether it is AI assisted, AI generated, the everything has to be like all these aspect has to be taken into considerations. Then jurisdictional perspectives that US and Europe, AI generated trademarks are not valid unless a human is involved. Again, like all countries, they look a human to target at. If something goes wrong, then they need someone to take responsibility for. China, AI assisted branding is recognized, but human control is required. Example, AI generated brand Cookie AI applied for a trademark, but courts ruled it must have a human applicant. So the brand itself was AI generated and it was filed as an AI applicant only. But all the courts, they said that we need a human applicant and we do not recognize some AI generated brand unless and until it comes under some legal personhood. Then future challenges, the AI generated trademarks may infringe on existing brands. For example, AI creates a logo similar to Apple's logo without realizing it's infringing on an existing mark. It is highly unlikely to happen because AI has very good capability of image processing. But yes, we cannot deny the possibility. Then AI-powered defect technology could be used to imitate a brand's identity and deceive consumers. And this is defect technology, like we have been hearing about it a lot these days. It is very scary and dangerous part that it can imitate to the like almost a real level. So it's not just the brand's identity that deceives the consumers. It can imitate like everyone, like every advertising, every marketing strategy of any brand, and it can cause a really deep dent to the other customers or the companies. Those are in the market. The Taylor's AI generated trademark case. So it's the same thing as Davis, Dr. Taylor, Stephen Taylor. He had filed a trademark also, but US Trademark Office rejected AI created trademarks, citing lack of human authorship. So currently, Dr. Taylor, they have the rights granted, his rights granted in only Africa, but all other countries they have rejected, citing the only one legality that there has to be some human authorship, human inventor, human creator. Same thing with AI and copyrights, that AI can now write books, compose music, and generate artwork. But who owns the copyright for generated work? The AI itself, the creator, or the company? Then there are these cases, Zaya of the Dawn case. In 2023, it was filed in US Copyright Office, and Copyright Office denied the copyright for an AI created comic book. They said like the entire comic book was entirely generated by the AI system. So there was no human intervention or human side. So copyright office denied the copyright. And while the ruled only humans can own copyrights. Yeah. AI system is not legal personhood, it's not legal entity or person. So you cannot, so if you are not the person or any legally recognized entity, how can you own any right, right? So that was the only basic principle here. Then Warhol Foundation versus Goldsmith case. In this case, also court ruled that the modifying an existing work with AI doesn't always create the new copyrightable work. There was some book or there is a poem. If somebody tries to rewrite it or modify the same work, then the modified work will not be recognized as the new copyrightable work. This means AI generated work might not qualify for copyright protection. Then industrial designs, that AI tools like Midjourney and DAL-E generate unique product designs instantly, almost instantly. So can an AI created designs be registered under industrial design law? Same question. China and Japan are lenient. They allow AI generated designs with human oversight. But countries that do not recognize AI generated designs are US, UK, Europe, and even India, require human authorship for industrial designs. So, having said that, and going through this thought provoking aspects that we are facing right now, let me end my session on the quote that we are at the war. It is technology for human, by the human, versus technology for the technology, by the technology. So we have to find a perfect balance. As a legal personnel, as a lawyers, we will have to come up with some definitive strategies to deal with, because how AI is going to develop and how it will change the course of entire society, entire humanity, it is still uncertain. So we'll have to just have our options on. And on that note, I thank you all again for your patience and being here. And I'm open for the questions now.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for insightful session. I would now request students to ask their questions or doubts, if any.
Do we have any questions or
Um,
anything that was missed, or you would like to discuss particular things in mind?
the webinar was so insightful, ma'am, that I really don't feel we have any questions. AI is a need of hour, and you have cleared most of the doubts which even human minds could not have reached. I feel we don't have any questions.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, this is Sonira Rahul Selar from Ismailsaheb Mulla Law College, and I have a question, like a couple of questions. I don't know if they are
Yes.
related to IPR and AI
Mhm.
insight, but I just want to ask you that what do you think? How will the human efficiency, creativity, and thinking capacity be affected because of the AI's use in IP field?
Yes, very good question. It's not just restricted to IP field, but see, if we look at the histories in early 19th, in early century, 19th century, there were like so many wars and very adverse conditions. So obviously, human fought, they were striving for inventions. So human thinking capacity or capability was more like, it's like more efforts you put, your capability will get increased. But right now, unfortunately, what we are saying, we are relying on artificial intelligence so much that if you get any doubt, even the hell, I have seen, if it's very funny thing that if I have received CVs for job applications, I can just totally see that those were literally AI generated. Even the cover letter was like ChatGPT generated. So we are relying so much on artificial intelligence that we are restricting our own thinking capacity. So probably in future going forward, if we stop using our brains and if we stop taking so much efforts to keep our brain sharpened, it there is a possibility that it will definitely impact on our thinking and our like processing capacity. It's like more efforts you put, you will get the fruits.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And I had one more question.
Yes.
So you said that there are certain countries which have given approval to AI and AI assisted work or generated work, but
Mhm.
now AI is generating several IP like intellectual properties, like it is writing books,
Yes.
it is creating music. So
Right.
can these creations be considered for awards like Nobel Prize or something in future?
Probably they might consider it, but to whom that award will be awarded? If they are planning the award ceremony, okay, this is the award ceremony and we have nominated you, who is going to represent AI? So this fundamental question still remains, and if we see all these countries who are flexible towards AI generated or assisted inventions, they are still not giving any right to the AI completely. They are just allowing AI assisted or AI generated inventions, but with some human controls. Some human has to take that responsibility that, okay, I'm the creator, and if something goes wrong, you can just hold me liable. So we think about Nobel and everything, but who even for the prizes or which invention was considered for this prize, a particular prize, that invention, who was the driving force behind that invention, will be the human, and he will be considered as the nominee or for that award. And in that sense, that's what I say, that AI contribution in that invention, what was the contribution of that AI must be recognized, so that contemplating and thinking that what was the real contribution of the human will make the decision process easier to consider whether to consider that inventor for that award or not.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, I had one more question. Like you
Yes,
said, there are two types of creations by AI. Like one is AI
yes,
generated and one is AI assisted. So
yes,
in AI assistance, we can understand that humans are giving inputs. But how can
yes.
AI generate things on its own without human input?
So human inputs are different and human commands are different. Command can be treated as an input. So in a command, if I just give the AI draft a fictional book, so I'm not telling AI that what the fictional storyline be or what like how many pages or nothing. I'm just telling, I'm giving that command, do it, and it will generate its own, because in a book also there are so many aspects to be considered: the writing style, the grammar style, the language, how the sentence is formed, the length, the storyline, and the plot. So everything will be thought by the AI, which is the AI generated process. And in AI assisted, I might give the AI all the inputs and not just the commands. In that inputs, I might give in the storyline and any examples to follow. Okay, you have to follow this writing style and something like that. So inputs are different and command is different. It
Okay,
can be
ma'am.
used similar, like interchangeably, but yes, there is unsaid difference that we have to think and take into consideration.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, what is the difference between the Google search engine and AI? Like Chrome and web, we use it, but what is exactly the difference between the search engines that we use and the things that AI shows us?
Right. So Google search engine or any search engine will show you only those things which are already there. So when you type something in Google, Google tell me any example, do ABC. So what Google does, it has the backend servers. It will give that command, or your input will be given to the backend servers. Through the routers, your request will be given to the particular site. Like if you are asking for Lokmat or Times of India, any article. So the router will route your request to this website or to the server of Times of India, and from there it will fetch the article that you requested, and again the load balancer will route that back to you. So this is how the search engine work. It's just like in any shop that you're asking shopkeeper something, shopkeeper is going to the back storage and it is fetching what you want and it is giving back to you. This is how the Google's or any search engine works. But what is AI? AI is not the shopkeeper. AI is the creator. AI will not go and it will fetch readily something for you. It will rather create something for you, that if you have say if you want some article that no so it may, if you give them the particular, okay, I have this article, I want this article only, it will definitely fetch. But it has the capacity to create something by its own. It has its own intelligence, and which is continuously evolving, or it is feeding on its own training, its own decision making powers and the feedback loop, everything. So it is evolving. So,
Okay,
uh, in search engine is not, it doesn't have the capacity to create something. It will give you whatever readily available there. But AI system will create something or it will generate something for you as per your commands. I hope
okay,
it
ma'am.
was clear.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Sohira.
Um, I feel there are
Do we
no
have
more doubts.
questions?
Uh, can we proceed towards the end of the session? If the students have no doubts, okay. The today's session was very much insightful and wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am. You really shared nuances on AI generation and AI assisted techniques. You really highlighted various points and aspects of AI and patents, which we were really not aware of. Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to request Professor Pravin Zadhav, sir, Coordinator, Lead College Program, Ismailsaheb Mulla Law College, Satara, to propose vote of thanks for today's session.
Good morning. Today, a webinar was organized under the lead college Ismailsaheb Mulla Law College, Satara. The webinar resource person, Honorable Nalod Ma'am, gave very good guidance and valuable time. We appreciate your valuable lecture on the topic. We express our deep gratitude for enlightening all the participants. Thank you for your kind cooperation. The college principal, Professor Dr. Vaishali Jadhav ma'am, provided a lot of guidance for the program. Therefore, this webinar was a success. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all faculty and student participants in webinar. Thank you for anchor advocate Aditi, madam, all teaching and non-teaching staff. With due permission of today's speakers, I would now declare that the program is over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you all the
ma'am. Yes.
participants.